I'm going to talk a little bit about being in a social situation, right? Some little things and little tips that I've learned from other people that I think are just really cool. One thing in particular I've kind of learned from one of my friends. Well, my friend is really good at this, right? And I think I'm quite good at it as well. But when you're in a social situation and you're talking with people, like a friendship group or with strangers or whatever, and you can sense that someone in the conversation feels left out, or they feel uncomfortable, or they feel like they want to be involved but they're not. Be that person in the group to bring him into the conversation. If you're in a group of 5 and you 4 speaking and there's this one person left out and not really speaking and you're all speaking as a 4, be the one to fucking bring the other guy in, or at least acknowledge he's there, right? Look at him, right, in the conversation. When you're speaking in a group and you can sense this person feels a little bit left out and they want to join the conversation a bit more, when you're speaking about whatever you're speaking about, look at the guy. Look at the person who feels a little bit excluded, and maybe bring him into the conversation. Ask him, what do you think about that? That little thing right there is going to do wonders for that person and how they feel in the interaction. And it's such a small thing that you can do. It's really, really powerful, because that person's going to be really thankful that you've done that for them. This is something that I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to be more aware when I'm in a social situation. I'm trying to be more switched on and more aware of picking up on the signs of if people are feeling like they want to be more involved but they're not. And I'm trying to think of ways that I can bring people in, right? It's super, super powerful to do that. If you were that person who wanted to be involved, right, and someone did that to you, someone made you feel like you were and asked you about it and then brought you into, like, that's going to make you feel good, right? So anytime you can do that to someone else, you know, they're just going to be paid a favour later down the line, or they're going to be thankful, they're going to be really just positive towards you. That's a little kind of thing that I'm working on. It's quite hard to sometimes read the situation, right? You can get so caught up in speaking with, like, if you're speaking a lot in this conversation, right, it can be hard to think of other people sometimes, and it can be hard to think about, oh, this guy isn't included, because you just want to speak, right? You're in there and you're having a good time, like, you're not the one excluded, but you can sense that other person is, and it's very, very difficult to then realise that and be aware of how this person is feeling. And it's just a very, very good skill to have, and it's a very hard skill to master. And if you can master this skill and be good at it, it's very beneficial, and it's just a great thing to do. And it's something I'm working on. So whenever you're in a situation where you're speaking with people, and it doesn't have to be just this, like, it can be like, you know, if someone says something in the group and this other person, you can sense that they've taken it to heart, because you can just sense sometimes, can't you, when someone has taken it a bit to heart. Maybe then you can adapt your tonality when you're speaking to him next. So that could be a little something you could start doing. If you can tell that he's taken it a little bit to heart, rather than just carrying on in that same tonality of the harsh tonality and, by, you know, the kind of taking the piss or whatever's happening, especially if this person is not your close friend, right, and they're new to the conversation and you don't really know them that well. Be the person who can sense that they've taken it a bit to heart and change your tonality and be a bit more soft, right? Don't make it more awkward for them. If you've just met this person and you're in a conversation and you want to be more friends with this person, try not to make it more awkward for them by carrying on with the fucking, you know, the ridicule or the joke, right? By the way, I need to make this clear. I'm talking about new people who you've just met. If they're your close friends, then yeah, fucking take the piss out of them. It's fine. That's what close friends do. But this is an important skill if you're meeting new people and you're trying to make them feel good and positive in the interaction. If you can do this, this is going to be so beneficial for you, because people are going to like you a lot more if you can start doing this. And it's very hard, and no one really talks about this, and no one knows really how to do this. I've got a close friend who's very good at this, and I notice him doing this. It makes the person who he's doing it to like him more, right? And that's how you build close friendships, right? But if you're aware enough to realise how other people are feeling in interactions, that is powerful. That's how you bring them into your circle, into your friendship groups, and that's how you create bonds, and then they'll try and reciprocate that later down the line when you're in their position. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm explaining this well, but it's quite hard to explain. It's all about being socially aware of what's going on and how other people are feeling, and that is a skill that you can master by just becoming more in tune with everyone else, right? Rather than just being so focused on what you're saying and yourself, start being aware of how people are feeling. Even if it's a gut instinct that you have, you know, that gut instinct is usually right, so just go with that and make adjustments accordingly. So I hope this video is useful, because this is a video for myself as well, looking back in a couple of years, because I want to master this skill as well. And I'm not as good as I want to be at this. But let me know if you like this video and if you found it useful, and follow if you enjoy, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.